We've discovered a signal. She can feel it. Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it too. Something is coming. Something even they're afraid of. You feel like going for a ride?
Thought you'd never ask.
Just try not to swallow your tongue.
What?
Oh my God!
Shall I do the thing?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm
we
just trying
did
to understand the title.
If you'll just give me a moment.
Go ahead.
We didn't review this last week because it was screened after we recorded the show. So since when I've been to the cinema to see it. So, fifth film in the Monsterverse. It follows on from Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, which I liked, Jordan Vogt-Roberts' Kong Skull Island, which I liked, and then Michael Dougherty's Godzilla King of the Monsters and Adam Wingard's Godzilla v. Kong. This is now Adam Wingard back for Godzilla X Kong. Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Katie Hart are back from the previous film. Dan Stevens is the new arrival.
Okay.
And he's an action vet. He's described at one point as Ace Ventura. He is in an opening sequence, early sequence, helicoptered into King Kong's open mouth in order to pull out one of his teeth.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the action sequences. So Kong is living in Hollow Earth. Godzilla is on the surface, maintaining the kind of peace between humans and the Titans. So now, as you quite rightly said, the two monsters must team up because there's a new, bigger, scarier thing that everyone's scared of, and it's going to cause bad stuff to happen. So now they must all jump into the hole.
What is this thing? What is this?
It's terrible. It involves frost. And they must...
Is it Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze, no one put... And you don't put me in the cooler.
Arnie is back.
And they must go down into Middle Earth and do... Not Middle, well, Hollow Earth is Middle Earth for all intents and purposes, with the last survivor of a lost tribe, blah, 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 blah. So here's the thing. Everything was kind of leading up to Godzilla v. Kong. And then when you get there, it's like, okay, well, where do you go now? Because they've Godzilla and Kong, you got all the other ones, they've all been building out now, they've Godzilla and Kong, so...
They can have babies.
No, they can't, because one of them is Godzilla and the other is Kong. They are not the same species.
It's literally... You're such a Tory.
So anyway, at one point in this thing, Dan Stevens actually says, we are randomly throwing stuff. He doesn't say stuff. We are randomly throwing stuff at the wall. And that is literally what's happening in the film. They are just throwing everything at the wall to see if any of it sticks. So it's basically, it's not just a mashup of Kong and Godzilla, but Land That Time Forgot, because you've got this sort of secret dinosaur land, Planet of the Apes and all its sequels, Transformers, because at one point Kong gets given a robot arm because he breaks his hand, then he gets given a Transformers arm so they can do that, RoboCop, I suppose the same thing, Doctor Who, everything, everywhere, all at once, all happening, biggest thing ever in the world of bigness, Star Trek, Stargate, Lord of the Rings, obviously, Mothra, every single thing that you can think of, it's just like, just throw everything at the wall. The script, well... There is a plot, but it's preposterous tosh, and it makes no sense, and it doesn't even try to make sense. What it does is, in the way that we were saying before with Ghostbusters, when it was like, Bill Murray, Bill Murray. In this, it's stuff, raw! Stuff, ah! And that's all that happens. It's like, literally, big monsters appear, and they look up at the sky, and they roar, and every now and then a death ray comes out of their mouth. Entire cities get destroyed. Rio, flattened in about 5 seconds. No one cares. And you don't think, there must have been 400 people in that building that just got trodden. No one cares at all. And the reason is because it has no weight. The whole thing looks like a video game. The visuals are shonky CG and then some. It's just endless swinging and bashing. And, if you compare this to, and I don't know, it's crass comparison perhaps, if you compare this to Godzilla -1, right? Godzilla -1, it's got weight, it's got heft, it's got beauty, it's got grace. This is literally, it's just like Super Mario does Godzilla. Dan Stevens has fun, Rebecca Hall keeps a straight face, Brian Tyree Henry does the jokes. Apparently, there is a possible sequel on the way, but it's like, what else can you do?
Which letter of the alphabet? If they've used V and X...
Godzilla Z. Godzilla Z Kong.
Okay, that'll work.
Godzilla Z Kong. That does sound like a... Shall we pay for that?
Sounds like someone's elaborate name.
Okay,
doesn't it?
Godzilla Z Kong.